Hey everyone, today we have a bunch of unopened soda cans and we're going to be opening them up today. See what the soda looks like. If it looks alright, we'll give it a taste test. I'm also curious, will an aluminum test come up with anything? I know most modern cans have an inner plastic to keep that stuff separate, but did the old ones? We'll do a test on them. Now some of these mice have chewed them or something here. Still a little bit of liquid in there, but how did the rest get out? Something must have chewed it at a point. This one's from 1996. Old Coca-Cola can. Got a lot of dust all over the top of it. But let me reach for one of the ones that looks really old. Look at this one's gonna be really old, right? Still got a barcode, but barcodes came out in the 70s. Just the way it looks, this one is probably at least 40 or 50 years old. And this one's absolutely full. This one never leaked or anything. And by the way it feels like there'll still be lots of carbonation in there, because this thing is like a bomb. You can't even dent it. A lot of pressure built up inside. Still pretty cool design. Next one here is empty. It looks like it just corroded right through, because I don't even see a pin of where it would have been emptied. I don't know, would this have been like Sprite? That's what I'm getting by looking at it. We got another one that's totally full. Diet Pepsi with a picture of Santa Claus. Sadly, a lot of this old stuff didn't have dates on it. At least not where I'm looking. That looks pretty old too. Now this one's got to be flat. You see the difference? This one never leaked or noticeably leaked. I don't think that's going to have carbonation in it. Another one that's totally full and it feels like it's got a lot of pressure. Look at this cool old Pepsi container. It looks like a fingerprint. Now look at this. It looks like some corrosion right there of the aluminum. So that's why it's going to be cool to do some testing on them. Alright, next. Another one absolutely full. It's got a lot of pressure in it. We're not going to keep opening a bunch of Pepsis. We'll just open a few. This one looks newer. You can tell by the cap, but still got a little bit of age to it because of the, I'd say this is from the late 80s or so, probably, because the 90s, they would have had a bigger skew. Where's the other one? Okay, this is from 96. It's still got a small skew. What else? This one's totally full also. I bet it's going to be, yep, it's 96. This guy has two of those. And one of them's been chewed by something. This one's totally empty. Oh, look at that. That may have been mice. It may have just been the acid of the soda. It ate its way right through. Up next, this one looks like they emptied it on purpose for a display. That's the reason I always open cans from the bottom, so they look unopened to a display, if you want to put it in a display case or whatever. That is a pretty cool design on that can. Next one's like half full. Look at it, it's all nasty, gelled up from evaporating, but there's still tons of pressure in there somehow. That's strange. See? Oh, listen. There's still carbonation in there, but it's yet half empty. Maybe one leaked on it, but because I know a lot of people collect reject cans that accidentally leave the factory. There's a huge market for it. If you go online, you can sometimes find cans of Coca-Cola that are like a fourth full for like a couple $1,000 because it was a factory mess up where they accidentally send cans out with only a little in it, or there's misprints or something. That might be why this is in the guy's collection. It may be one of them. The next one here is really sticky. Figure that was sitting on top of there. This one says July 1997. Old Mountain Dew. It's got to have a hole in it somewhere. Leave that on top of the plastic. Another one that's empty. Diet Pepsi. Yep, somebody emptied it on purpose. And we got one more can, which is also empty. I don't see how it got out, but there is a lot of aluminum corrosion on it. I know back then companies, you could actually buy empty cans from companies for collectors who just wanted the can without the product in it. Okay, we're going to start opening these things up now. I'm probably going to use the container that they were given to me in so we don't make a mess. Oh. I just went to grab some mugs, and this was used in my last video. I cleaned it when I was done with the maple syrup video a few months back. Put it on a shelf. I just went to grab it. How does that even happen? It broke so clean, but very sharp there. How? I don't know how it broke like that so perfectly. We're not going to be using this. These two cans, I want to make a video sometime in the future where I'm going to compare all the ingredients, the taste, see what changed over the years. But today, we're going to be opening these four up. These two are completely full and feel like they're carbonated. This one here is full, but I don't think it's carbonated. This one here, it's like half gone. We're going to see. This one right here, I really want to try an aluminum test. See if any aluminum leached into this. Because this looks like the other one that completely busted open from the wear down of the aluminum. So the first one up is going to be the newest one we're opening today, which is 1996. The other ones, I don't see a visible date on them. Got some codes. A lot of old stuff. They weren't actually required to put expiration dates or production dates on them. So we're going to open this one up. I think there's carbonation in here because this thing is really tight. Possibly. Shake it a little. I don't hear any bubbles in there, but that's why we have the pan here, because I just shook it up. Get around. Oh, you got carbonation. Amazing. We still got carbonation in there. I love the smell. And actually, I like the taste of Old's rotten soda. It's a very unique smell and taste. Basically, any dark soda will have this weird smell to it, no matter what brand or rip-off brand it may be. A lot of fizz. Look at that. So nice. 96. That's like 25 years now. And it's still carbonated. You buy new soda now, it'll be flat in a few years. Stuff was better then. Gotta get a taste of this. The taste is... This didn't go bad like some of the ones I've tasted before. This is actually really good. I just drank enough to fit the rest of it in, I think. Yep. Another sip. I'll clean this out and put that on my shelf. All right, we'll do a test on that in a moment. Okay, now the Pepsi. Pretty sure this one's going to be carbonated too, because it feels really tight. And by the looks of this thing, you see the way it's... Just the way that's squared off and everything. By looking at pictures on the internet, pretty sure this is from the early 80s, possibly the 70s. So we're looking at like 50-year-old soda here. Let's go and open this one without shaking it this time. Oh, all over the floor. Nice. What's that one smell like? Smells just like the Coke. Like I said, all dark sodas, they kind of are the same once they start the rotting process. And I probably just wrecked the carbonation because I didn't tilt the cup, but it doesn't really matter to me. We know it's carbonated. Something weird floating in there, like a crystal of sugar. That may have been in the cup. So these cups are just sitting in the basement here. Whatever. We'll do a test on that in a minute. Let's get a little taste test. What is that thing in there? It's a little piece of cardboard. I think that was in there. That's not from the can. Now that doesn't taste like Pepsi. Kind of smells like the Coke right over there. Also doesn't taste bad. Like I said, it's a unique taste. Some people like rotten soda. And soda, unlike some other things, other than metals maybe leaching into it, highly doubt it with the 80s or the 90s container. But this one here, it's possible. Like I said, there might be aluminum in there. That's why I'm only taking a little sip right there, just to taste test it. So we don't know what's in there yet. Bacteria, highly doubt it because it's very acidic. A lot of bacteria likes the more high pH. Even looking it up online, is drinking old soda bad for you? It basically says it may taste off. That's basically what it says. Oh, look at this one. That's nasty. Look at that. Might just be dust though that I just flicked in there from the tab. Look how light it is. Is that because it's diet? I don't think so. What the? This one smells disgusting. Really disgusting. I don't think all that right there is from the tab. And that is not all from the tab, all scattered through there. There's no way. I am not going to drink this. I will give it a little test, though. No, that is definitely dangerous to drink that. I just got a big whoosh of metals. Nasty. It tastes like iron. But why? It's an aluminum can. That's disgusting. Can't wait to figure out what's in there. Now I'm going to pour this one into a bowl. There might be carbonation in there. It feels like it. This might be one of those reject cans, and somebody watching the video is probably really pissed off screaming because it might be worth a ton of money. I'm not really sure. And it's not easy to figure it out either. Okay, let's open this thing up. Ooh! Across the room. Now I gotta clean that up. It was only half full, but yet it's got a big blast in there. Yep. Definitely smell metals in that one too. It's at the point it actually smells alcoholic, like it's been fermenting somehow. That is really nasty. That was not in the can, but there's like a mayfly or something that was in the bowl. These two are really disgusting of metals. Can't wait to test that out. See what's in there. I gotta clean up. I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright. I'm back. These are the testing I use in a lot of my videos. Some of my older videos, like that vintage corn I opened up. We use one of these. I believe it was only a 10-in-1. This is a more, you get more stuff. This one here I've tested back to back. They're pretty close. But you know there's something in there. They might be a few points off, but it's going to tell you if there's something in there. This one has aluminum, this one doesn't. That's what I really want to know. These tests are pretty reliable with this kind of stuff, even being dark, because you're just spreading a thin layer along this. Anyways, talking back about that corn video, I should probably make a video explaining to some of these people. I got thousands of comments on there saying, you just tested this and you found out it is so infested with lead to the point it would probably put you in the hospital if you ate this stuff. Why are you dumping it down the drain into our water supply? One, I am mixing that with millions of gallons of sewage that has all kinds of stuff in there. Most sewers are ancient because this country has a problem with fixing infrastructure. So all those super old, 100-year-old sewage mains, what do you think they're put together with? They're these big cast iron pipes squeezed together. They put a mold around it, pour lead in there, then remove the mold. So you have all kinds of lead leaching in there anyways. But does it really matter? It's not going into your drinking water. At least in my area, it goes to the sewage treatment plant and it's dumped into a river. Then the river dumps it in the ocean, and lead will usually just settle down on the bottom. The amount of lead that actually gets sent out is so tiny, it really doesn't matter unless it's actually going to a place. I know there are a few places that actually recycle sewage water, but it's not very common. But very wise of people to assume I don't have a septic tank. It might be going to a septic tank, but that eventually goes to a treatment center anyways. Let's open this thing up. Get some testing done. We've got 4 things we're going to be testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. One thing I always like to point out, if you're somebody who keeps animals, don't be dipping these in your aquariums because this is chemicals that will hurt them. Take a cup that you rinse out in the tank water a few times before you go ahead and do this stuff. Now, I gotta line these up because I want to make sure we don't mix them up. There we go. There we go. And this one's right here in the front. All right. And these develop almost instantly. Dip, little swirl, give it a few knocks, put it down. Shouldn't have put it down because my big fingers, it's going to be hard to pick that up. Another dip. Knock it off a few times. Another tab. These are actually curled on the end a little. Oh, look at the carbonation go. You couldn't see it on the camera. The carbonation got really upset when I put that in. All right. Enough time's passed. The first one will be developed already. Let's get our scale out. Which one is our important aluminum that I want to see? Aluminum. There we go. Aluminum is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the bottom. And let's see. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we definitely got aluminum in there. Okay. The bottom one, I don't know how to pronounce that. The acid scale. Yeah, soda is pretty acidic. I'd say it's around 125, maybe 150 there. Chlorine, no. Sulfate, maybe. Aluminum, it's not deadly on the scale, but I definitely think there's maybe 5 or 10 parts in there. Hardness, not too bad, around 25, maybe even 10. Alkalinity, not too bad, around 80. pH, pretty high pH for soda, 7.5. Nitrate, none of those. No chlorine. I hope there's no mercury. There's not. No copper. Iron. Am I looking at that right? No iron. No fluoride. And no lead. Yep, there's a little bit of that nasty stuff in there. Sure tastes nasty. I don't expect to find any of it in there. I'm not going to read through them all again. That takes too much time, but side by side, if you want to see this for yourself, we can... Do I have this upside down? No, I don't. No lead. No copper. But the aluminum in here... Ah, the one I took a sip from. Looks like there's some aluminum in that. Maybe around 25 right there. See? Aluminum is here. See how dark that is? It's pretty up there. That's why I only took a little sip of that one, remember? Just a little sip, because I knew there seemed like something was off. A lot of aluminum in this one. Nasty. Now this one I'm hoping there's nothing. I should probably test it before I took a lot of sipping of this one. There's some aluminum in this one too, the one I drank some from. But I didn't drink a lot. I'm not worried about it. I drank so much copper in high school because they're damn water fountains. My school was a newer building. They wanted to make it look all so nice with copper plumbing. They spent 3 times as much than the cost of PEX pipe, which they easily could have done the building. Well, now they have a copper problem, and the janitors is supposed to flush it every morning. They don't, but they're supposed to. Okay, now that one in the bowl. Aluminum, not as much as the others. The one that stinks like chemicals wasn't as bad as this one over here, amazingly. That's so weird. All right. Go ahead and rinse all this stuff out. Hope this video was interesting. And I don't encourage anybody to try this stuff that I do. I'm doing it just for the will it hold up experiment to time. And what I drank right there is not that terrible. I only took a few sips of that. Maybe in this cup I maybe drank about an inch of that one. I'm not worried. It's not like you're drinking bacteria. These are some metals built up. And if you just have a little for a short time, that's not really going to do anything. Don't hold me to that, though. All right, thanks for watching.